So here's an example of circular reasoning. Soda is bad for you because it is an unhealthy beverage. In this example, someone is claiming that soda is bad for you. What is their logic or evidence to prove this? It is an unhealthy beverage. In this case, unhealthy is really just a synonym for bad. So essentially, they are claiming that soda is unhealthy because it is unhealthy. When the claim is really no different from the logic used to support it, we see circular reasoning. Rather than restating the claim with synonyms, it is better to use solid evidence for support. For example, a stronger way to prove that soda is bad for you or unhealthy would be to list the toxic ingredients, to reference evidence from scientists or doctors, or to even demonstrate its potency by pouring it onto the hood of a car and watching it peel the paint. So here's an example of false use of authority. Oftentimes, in an effort to sell both products and ideas, people use a false use of authority. If Katy Perry tells you that Proactive is the healthiest solution to use on your skin, should you believe her and try it right away? Katy Perry may be an expert in vocals or attracting audiences, but is she an expert in dermatology? Although it is possible that Proactive may end up working miracles on your skin, in this case, before making a decision, perhaps a better person to consult with would be a dermatologist. False use of authority occurs when testimony from someone who is not an authority in the field is used as evidence. Let's take a look at another example. You are asked to use a scholarly source to provide information in a research assignment you are doing. You could just Google it and grab something from Wikipedia or the first blog site you land on. The information may even be correct, but one critical question to ask is whether the author is a true authority on this topic or scholar in this field. A better way to assure that you are finding legitimate, carefully vetted information written by experts in the field would be to use a database and refine your search by clicking on the Scholarly Articles checkbox. For more information about how to be more information savvy, why don't you take a look at the information literacy module? Let's talk about ad hominem. If you've ever found yourself in a name-calling match, it is likely that the ad hominem fallacy was being used. Ad hominem is Latin for against the man and occurs when someone attacks the opponent personally rather than attacking the actual argument at hand. Let's take a look at this example. When someone doesn't have adequate defense for their argument, or when they lose control of their temper, they may resort to using ad hominem, where they are attacking the person personally instead of focusing on the argument at hand. Let's talk about the false dilemma fallacy. Have you ever felt pinned into a corner to make a decision? Or have you ever been made to feel like there are only two choices, only two distinct possibilities? If so, someone may have been using the false dilemma fallacy to convince you. Or, this is also known as the either-or fallacy. Politicians may resort to using this fallacy to manipulate your thinking. For example, if you don't vote for the following female candidate in the next election, you must be sexist. Wait a minute. Isn't it possible that you can oppose this female candidate's views without being sexist? To really knock this logic on its side, perhaps you could even reference the female politicians that you support within your own political party. In this case, someone is convincing you that there are only two possible choices, and the only one worth choosing is, of course, theirs. Let's take a look at another example. Either you give me this candy, or you must not love me. Oftentimes, people will use the either-or fallacy as a guilt tactic. Isn't it possible that you are abstaining from buying the candy for your child because you love her and care about her health? Or perhaps you love your boyfriend dearly but simply cannot afford to be giving him sugar whenever he demands it. The false dilemma fallacy oversimplifies scenarios or decisions into black and white categories, often ignoring the alternatives or the shades of gray. Now let's see if you can spot the logical fallacies used in these examples.